Now the Executive Secretary of the Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency, Titilola Vivo Adini, says everyone should play a major role in winning the fight against sexual and gender-based violence. She said this at a two-day training for religious chancellors on addressing issues of sexual and gender-based violence. Correspondent Bosel Shinube compiled this report.
Religious leaders, by virtue of their role in society, command the trust and respect of citizens. They are also seen as opinion leaders who can help shape public discussions on critical issues such as domestic and sexual violence. As part of effort to combat the growing prevalence of the crime, the Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency convened a two-day capacity-building workshop for religious leaders across the states.
It's just for them to understand the nitty-gritties of how to help their audience, the congregation, better in terms of counseling, when they can cite somebody that might probably be a perpetrator of domestic violence. So all what we are doing here is to equip them with the right knowledge.
Seasoned facilitators, including mental health experts and marriage counselors, took participants through existing state laws and policies on domestic and sexual violence, premarital counseling, psychological first aid, and available support services for survivors.
A program like this is very, very key for them to also know that while they are preaching or they are teaching in their places of worship, they should also incorporate that sexual and gender-based violence is not to be tolerated.
It's very important for everybody, not only even the parents, the family, every human being, the community need to have the knowledge of psychological trauma and to have the knowledge of psychological first aid to be given to a survivor or any victim that is having psychological trauma.
The religious leaders commended the initiative and pledged to intensify efforts within their congregations using the knowledge gained to prevent domestic and sexual violence.
I love the program because it creates an awareness not only to the religious leader but community at large. They are sensitizing us about what causes trauma, psychological, physical, or mental. And of course, they touch many things on marriages too. What leads to what and how they can be addressed.
Any moment they have such issue, we have our own committee specially for such an issue. So we refer them, they see them down, they find out the culprits from what we gathered, and we look into the root that has make it easy for such an offense to be committed.
Sexual and gender-based violence continues to have far-reaching social and economic consequences. Stakeholders say empowering faith leaders to speak against it will go a long way in creating safer homes and communities.